Imagine you're a high school senior and you're one of the top 50 prospects in the country. You're 6'7", 185 pounds, and you play basketball at one of the best institutions in America, IMG Academy. Now, some of your friends are telling you to go pro, but instead you select the University of Alabama. You're thinking to yourself, you're gonna come there, play 1 year, and go to the league. Unfortunately, like many athletes, sometimes they pick the wrong schools. And when you pick the wrong schools, sometimes you pick the coaching staff that doesn't believe in you. You have somebody else that they recruited, and now you're not getting the playing time and you've lost confidence as a player. Your first year doesn't work out good. Your second year doesn't work out good. Your third year doesn't go out good. And you're now become a bust, a recruiting bust. And you don't have any opportunity now to go to the NBA. At best, maybe you'll end up in China or somebody will give you a chance, but you completely suck right now and you go into a deep depression. That's when you probably start calling your homeboy from your hometown to, come down and hang out with you because you're hurt this year, you'll be out for the rest of this year, and you want to transfer, but nobody really wants you, and you have nothing so much to live for. Now you're just a student athlete and you've lost all hope in going to the league. And then something happens bad. Can I get a dun 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 sound effect? Well, let's play this particular clip.
I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
Now, I know you're wondering, who is that young man crying? Well, that is Darius Miles, the former top 50 prospect in the country who is now in jail for capital murder. But not only him, his buddy Michael Lynn Davis of Maryland. Now, as it appears, Michael Lynn Davis is not a student at the University of Alabama. And I want to take this time to shout out Jada Black because he did an excellent story on this. But what happened, according to my sources and brother Jada Black, is that Darius Miles was out with Mr. Lynn, and whatever reason, they got into it with this guy. And this guy they got into it with was a Pookie and a Ray Ray. And unfortunately, the girl he was with was named Jamea Harris. Now, something happened, and then all of a sudden we heard, "Gunshots, Dima!" Michael Lynn Davis, we believe, was the trigger man. And now, as the car was driving off, the driver of the car, the Pookie and the Ray Ray, shot back, "Gunshots, Zima!" Yeah, and he was actually shot, Mr. Michael Lynn Davis. But who's going to jail for the capital murder? Can I get a dun 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 sound effect, Dima? Both of them, Michael Lynn Davis and Darius Miles. And not only were you struggling as a University of Alabama player, your hopes to go to the NBA or the D-League or playing overseas are done. Now, I want to just talk about this because I believe this is imperative for many of us as black men. Thank God I got to my 40s. I know so many brothers have made mistakes, one mistake, and it ended up with their life in prison, or it ended up with them losing their life. And a lot of times what we do as black men, and even as black women, we associate ourselves with people, unfortunately, who don't care anything about their own life. And because they don't care anything about their own life, how in the world can they care about our life? We shouldn't even have them in our vicinity. But people who are terrible do what they're supposed to do. They destroy stuff. They destroy stuff for themselves. They destroy stuff for other people. And if you're dumb enough to let them be around you, that's you. And I want to talk to black men, especially you black men in the age range of 20 to 30, and even sometimes the brothers who are 40. Let me tell you this, when you're doing bad and you're not being successful, sometimes you depend on what you know instead of depending on what you don't know. I remember when I was in medical school, I was having a really tough time my first year. I was taking anatomy, I was taking physiology, I was taking biochemistry. And when you're in medical school, you don't really have anybody that can really help you in your family, you know, you're going through it. But luckily, I ended up joining somewhat of a study group, a support group of students that, you know, really had my back. And we were able to get through those tough times together. I have one of my best friends. Her name is Grishma. She's now married now. Shout out to Grishma. But, you know, we were struggling with those courses. She's now a physician out in Switzerland and everything like that. But it really helped me get to where I am now. And a lot of times when you're going through something, you know, this is where being a man is important, because if you're not on the team, you're not playing well, you dig deep. How can I play well? Go to the coaching staff, go to your supervisor, you know, make the decision to say, you know what, coach, I'm not doing, what can I do to get back on the court? What can I do to play? Instead of taking the approach that, you know what, I'm not playing, I'm giving up. Let me go ahead and hang out with these guys who, you know, don't want to do anything, because they're going to destroy your life, man. I've seen it so many times. I've seen it with myself. And when you have a road to go towards in life to the next level, I'm telling you, it's a lonely road. My mom took me to Poland in 2015. When she took me there, not to Poland, she dropped me off in Oakland. It was, I believe, one of the few times I saw my grandfather live. The last time was 2018. But when I got on that plane, I was 34 years old. I was a grown man at the time, and I had less than $2,000 in my pocket. And we were going from Oakland straight to Oslo, Norway, and I was into a new world, and nobody could help me. And I had to want to go to the next level for myself. And I want you black men to understand that your people, your friends, will cause problems. They don't know what you have to live for, because if it was your friend, you would know, like, you know what, maybe back home, I would deal with a guy by shooting him. But, you know, my partner go to school here. I don't want to mess something up for him. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll just go ahead on and leave because we don't want to get into nothing with this particular guy. But that's not what happens. We as black men have to understand that a lot of people in our family don't understand our walk. And even if you're a black woman, if you're going to the next level and your family's never been to the next level, they don't know what it's like to go to the MBA, or to go to law school, or to go to medical school, the kind of focus you need to do to go to your business. And if you invite them around, they have no choice but to mess it up. The best thing they can do is just encourage you from afar. But if you allow those Pookies and Ray Rays to come into your life, they'll destroy everything for you. And I can tell you what, all they can say is, I'm sorry. But if they don't say I'm sorry, here's what's gonna happen, player. They're gonna blame you and say you're the shooter, because they don't care nothing about you. So guys, really understand that. Really understand what you're living for. Life is tough enough as it is. Don't let nobody destroy what you got, all right? People that don't care about themselves, they damn sure ain't gonna care about you. Again, I want to give a shout out to Brother Jada Black. He did an excellent video on this. Check out his channel. And I hope, you know, black men understand that you are all you have. And if your real friends are your friends, they're gonna pull you away. Let's walk away. You know, they got cameras out here and all this. You're a student here. Let's walk away. That's somebody who loves you will say that. But if not, they're going to get you into a lot of trouble, man. And like the old folk used to say, trouble is easy to get into, hard to get out of. Stay blessed, brothers. Peace.